signs lately with Arik Gilbert, whether it be honored for his academic work once again or the photo we saw of him going back to January. I think we talked about that at the time, where he's all smiles and enjoying the national championship celebration. Some video has come out of him working there with you, and like we always talk about the bubble work. You see the bubble work here with Arik Gilbert, at least for those watching on video right now. Terrence, what can you tell us about how things are going with Arik Gilbert right now as he goes on a journey that seemingly has him heading back in the direction of playing football again? What can you tell us about that right now?
Right now, he's just trying to, come back to some type of normalcy. I think a lot of people was wondering what was going on with him, and Coach Mark and I have said repeatedly, this is a personal issue, and just pray for the young man. And he's still, trying to get back to being the Arik Gilbert that we love. He's doing some great things right now academically. I think he's been an academic student of the week twice so far. And right now, he's trying to get himself back into football shape. He hasn't really played football in a year and some months. So he has to reshape his body. He has to get his conditioning back up. So it's going to take a little time. And I just want people to really kind of calm down the expectation. Let the young man work through spring and the fall. And skill-wise, he's still there. If you saw the video this past week, he's back in, he's on spring break right now. You just see him working out. He's just continuously working out, trying to get back into football shape, football condition. It's going to take a little while for him, being off, not having any kind of nutritional plan, no kind of weight training plan. He's just trying to get his mental capacity back strong. So he's just trying to get back into football shape, trying to get back to being Arik. And the thing that I tweeted out the other day, he's smiling and he's happy right now. So we're just trying to keep him in a state of a happy mind and a happy place, and being around good people is the way to start.
Terrence, will Arik participate in Georgia's spring practice?
As far as I know, he will. I haven't been told anything. He hasn't told me that he will not. So I don't know for certain, but he has not told me that he wouldn't be able to participate in spring drills. I'm assuming he will. Until someone tells me he won't, then I wouldn't think otherwise.
It's very interesting to consider. And, I talked about this a little bit yesterday, that on the one hand, I'm like you, I want to temper expectations here out of respect for the journey that he's on, because we all know how challenging it is when you have something in your life that maybe makes you think you need to step away from football for a while. That the last thing I want to do on this show is try to rush him back ahead of whatever it is that he thinks the most appropriate timeline is. And, on the other hand, if you just want to keep it about football for a moment, Terrence, and I know you know this far better than I do, but you want to go back to his time at Marietta High School. This is as cool a prospect as I can remember seeing. This was a very polished route runner, pass catcher. He's always been the kind of talent that defies position. This notion now that he's receiver and not tight end, which I think has been his desire. The truth is he was always a receiver big enough to be a tight end, or a tight end, quick enough, athletic enough to be a wide receiver. He's kind of always been this positionless figure as it is. And, the idea that he could be back going through spring practice, could be back playing again. I got to tell you, for a lot of UGA fans, that's really exciting, because a lot of us remember how good he looked the last time we saw him playing football.
Exactly. He's a talent now. I love Brock Bowers, and I think Brock is already seemed to be the best tight end in Georgia history. If Arik and can get his body right, he can have the same type of impact. Would he have beat my record for touchdowns? I'm not going to put that on it, but you can have two players that are 240 pounds that can split out wide, run routes, and catch a hook route like Bowers did against Tech, and be able to take it to the house. So you have two players that are very similar in playing styles, and we know coming out of high school, we have never seen a player like Arik. And if he really gets his mind and his body right to really focus on football, focus on academically, Arik can be something special. And you can have two guys that are, in my mind, because I don't consider Brock a tight end, he's a positionless player as well. You haven't seen a tight end run a jet sweep, or you put him out like Brock is special. And I think Arik could be in the same mold now. But it also comes down to mindset. Arik really has to continue to fight every day. He's continuing to keep his grades up. He has to continue to keep his body right. He has to continue to eat right to get back to the player that we know. And if he does, then Georgia's going to have two guys that are very positionless football players.
I joked about this the other day that by my count, Gilbert's gotten at least 2 academic awards, which means he's already a better student than I ever was, Terrence.
Right. I mean, me as well. I mean, I could throw a picture on my helmet with Coach Rick, and I didn't get into Black Bones, but I did graduate. So he's already done more than me as well. So he's headed in the right direction.
For people who don't realize, in the old days, the white bones were for football accomplishments and the black bones in the back of the helmet for academic accomplishments. That's very funny. Good stuff from Terrence there.